This ritual has been passed down through the centuries and originates from the British Isles during the Middle Ages, where it was viewed as devil worship by Puritans and a way to protect your home by those who knew that what was really standing in their fields wasn't actually the devil. If completed successfully, the ritual will ensure you 1 year of safety, physical, fiscal, and or mental, depending on the events during the ritual. Now you will need a house in the countryside, preferably with a field of crops out back. Technically, all that's required is a large backyard, the larger the better, but success has only come from houses in the countryside. Then you'll need a candle. Attempting to use a flashlight, cellular phone, or any other electronic source of light will be completely unsuccessful, causing the light source to flicker and die after only a few seconds, which is why either a candle, an oil lamp, or any sort of non-electric illumination is actually recommended. Then you'll need a crucifix, and I'll explain why later. And last, you'll need a watch or clock to carry around with you. Again, cell phones will not work during the ritual. To begin the ritual, make sure it's late enough for no one to be around outside, alone. And make sure that the sun has set. The being the ritual is based around will not appear if anyone other than the summoner is around to detect its presence. The earliest successful summon was at 9 o'clock. So light your candle, go out into your yard, and whisper 7 times. But who will scare the crows away while facing the house? On the 7th whisper, you should hear from behind you. That's not your biggest problem. Walk back into your house, but don't look back. As soon as you reach the house, get inside and close the door. At this point, the ritual has begun. Everything in your house that can open has. Take your crucifix into the room with only one door. Close the door and leave it there. That will be your safe room in case the ritual ever goes wrong. Make sure all the doors, cupboards, cabinets, and whatever else that can open is closed in there. If he gets into your safe room, you're doomed. Your goal is to close everything that is open before the watch reaches midnight. This sounds easy in description, but think about it. Every bag, every door, every window, every container in your house has just opened. The challenge isn't closing them all, it's remembering them all. As you make your way through the darkened house, you'll notice that out of the corner of your eye, you'll be able to see a man dressed in simple farmer's clothes. Out of the corner of your eye, his skin is ash gray. Don't look at him, and whatever you do, don't look directly into his eyes. But don't be afraid of him. That isn't the man in the fields. He's simply a herald, a referee of sorts to make sure that you're closing every container. He'll be following you, but won't get in your way. Be sure not to look out into your backyard. If you do, you'll notice that there's a scarecrow that wasn't there. Its head is a cow skull, and its limbs are impossibly long versions of a human being's arms and legs. While the skin on its arms and legs is pale, they are not skeletal. The only thing that is missing is a head. If you fail the ritual, or do not reach your safe room in time, then it'll take yours. The reason I was telling you not to look out into the backyard is that you'll notice the scarecrow, right? And then the scarecrow will also notice you. The scarecrow then begins to get off the post. That is the man in the fields. If you don't look at the backyard, don't see the post and the scarecrow, you will have until midnight to complete the ritual. If you're 100% sure that everything in your house that can open has closed, make your way to your bed and go to sleep. For exactly 1 year now, you'll have complete and total safety in almost everything you do, depending on when you started the ritual, of course. If you started at 3 hours from midnight, you'll only be completely physically safe. A lot of people have used this to elongate their lives past when they would normally end, people like cancer patients and the elderly. If you start at 2 hours from midnight, you will not only be physically safe, but financially safe for a year. You could quit your job and still never have a need for money. Either you win the lottery or people just feel compelled to give you things for free. However, you'll need to set up a plan for the end of the year, as your safety will wear off then and you'll lose all the money you've ever won. Make sure to either set up a business or make some of those smart investments. Now, if you start the ritual 1 hour from midnight and somehow manage to actually finish it, which is highly unlikely, might I add, you'll be completely and totally safe for a year. None of your actions will ever have any negative connotations or consequences. I tell you not to do anything immoral, but if you're going to go through your entire house in 1 hour and somehow manage to close all the boxes, doors, windows, cupboards, bags, cabinets, and drawers, and go do whatever the hell you want. And if you did look out the backyard, if you saw the man in the fields, you're not going to get any of this. Not even if you finish the ritual. If you looked out at the backyard, the man in the fields will get off of his scarecrow post, and then he'll look at you, and then begin sprinting. Now, at this point, you have a minute. 1 minute, 60 seconds at most to get to your safe room. Run inside and lock it tight, and double check to see if everything is closed inside. You do not want him getting in. You'll have to endure him scratching and clawing at the door, shrieking threats and promises of mercy if you open the door. Whatever he says or does, you do not open the door. There is no circumstance in which you should ever leave your safe room to confront the man in the fields. With all that said, good luck and stay safe.